Good morning, everybody. This is Miss Cruz, and I'm so happy today because we are going to be connected due to this new method that we are going to use. So I hope everybody is okay, and I pray that everybody is okay. The subject for today is spelling, and we are going to start a new lesson, which is lesson number 7. And this lesson, it's very easy, and you have to pay attention to me, follow the instructions, and I hope you can hear me very well and clear. Okay, let's start the lesson, please. The title is Vowel Change, and the objectives of this new lesson is that the student can read and spell and write words with vowel change. Now, let's read the spelling words. Remember that you always are going to have 20 words and you need to practice them. So let's start pronounce these words. The first one is going to be metal. You have to say it, repeat the word after me. Metal. Hospitality. Definition. Provision. Precise. Crime. Genetic. Period. Explore. Hospital. Periodic. Gene. Exploration. Criminal. Legality. President. Define. Metallic. Provide. Legal. Remember, when a suffix gets added to a word, the stress on syllable often change, and so does the vowel. Let's hear an example of what I just said. The example that I have is define. So the word is going to be changed to definition because a suffix is added to the word define, and the vowel is going to be changed. We are going to take the E out, and we are going to put an I instead of an E. So that's something that you have to remember. Okay, let's continue with the lesson for today. Um, Bates words, and I have the definition right here at the top of this page. What is a Bates word? It is a word to which prefix and suffix or other endings are added. Now I have an exercise right here, and you have to complete this exercise as a homework. The instructions say, write the spelling word that is made when a suffix is added to each Bates word below. The first examples that we have, it's period. Say it. Period. Okay, so the instructions that we have is that we need to add a suffix. A suffix, remember, a suffix, it's a word that is going to be, it's not a word, it are syllables, are letters that are going to be added to a Bates word, and it's going to be created, it's going to be created a new word. Okay, so let's do the example number 1. Period. That's the word, the base word that we have. Let's add a suffix, and the suffix that we are going to add, it's IC. So the new word that we have is periodic. Okay, let's do sample number 2. Exercise number 2. Define. Define is a base word, and we are going to add a suffix. What is the suffix that we are going to add? It's going to be T-I-O-N. And the new word that we are going to create is going to be definition. Definition. That is the answer for number 2. Number 3, explore. Explore. And with the instruction that we have is that we add a suffix. And the suffix that we are going to add is going to be T-I-O-N. And the new word is going to be exploration. Number 4, provide. Provide. The suffix, that we are going to add is going to be I-O-N. And the new word is going to be provision. Provision. Okay, so let's review what a base word is. It's a word to which prefix and suffix or other endings are added. And we have to complete the exercise. I just complete the exercise with you. And if you are not sure, you can make me a call or ask me if you have any doubt. Now remember, all these words are included in the 20 words that we have at the beginning of the lesson, which are called the spelling word. So the spelling word have to be the answer for 1 through 4. Okay, let's go to the next page. When we talk about meaning patterns, we are talking about of a series of words that are related. We are talking about a series of words that are related or they are sequencing. So let's read the instruction, okay? Write the spelling word that it's a part of each group of related words. Let me read it one more time, okay? Write the spelling words that it's a part of each group of related words, okay? So remember, spelling words. Spelling words are the 20 words that we have at the beginning of the lesson. So one of the 20 words is going to be the answer for number 1. And the same thing is going to happen to number 2 and to the rest of the exercise. Okay, so let's start with number 1. Hospital, hospitable, and hospitality. Okay, hospitality, it's the answer. You have 2 words before, and the 2 words are hospital and hospital. Okay, so if you notice, the words are related. That's why we took hospitality as the answer, because it is the word that is related to the words that we have before, and it is included in the spelling word list. Okay, let's do number 2. Number 2, we have period, blank, and then we have periodical. Check your spelling word list and find out which word is related to period and periodical. And that is going to be the answer for number 2. You have to do the same thing for number 3. Explore and explorer. Check your spelling words list and find a word that is related to explore and explorer. And that is the answer for number 3. Number 4, define. Blank, define. Okay, check your list and find out one word that is related with the word define and the word defined. The same thing you have to do for number 5. Precise, blank, presidential. Find the word that it's a related, and it can complete the group that it's in number 5, the answer for number 5. Okay, so um, let's continue with the next page. Okay, now we are going to make inference. This is very easy, and this is something that you need to read each sentence really careful, and you need to concentrate to find the correct answer. Okay, write a spelling word or words to complete each sentence. So read the sentence really careful and find the word that best match or complete the sentence that we have. Remember, it has to be a spelling word. It has to be included in the 20 words that we have at the beginning of the lesson. Number 1 and 2. A drinking cup made of blank might taste blank. What is going to be the word that best complete this sentence? A drinking cup made of metal might taste metallic. Number 3. Dinosaur lived during the Jurassic blank. What is going to be the best word that complete this sentence? Look and check your spelling word list and find out which one is the correct answer. Number 4. Would you be able to blank over the meeting? One more time. Would you be able to blank over the meeting? Go back to your spelling word list and find which one is the best answer for sentence number 4. And the same thing you have to do for 5 through 10. Read the sentence really careful. Concentrate and find which word is the best answer to complete the sentence. Okay, let's move to the next page, please. Okay, at the top of the page, we have the definition for the word suffix. What is a suffix? We saw that at the beginning of the lesson. Okay, so, and I just find out the definition for you. A suffix, it's a letter or group of letters added at the end of a word to make a new word. Like I said before, can be a syllable, can be 2, 3, 4 letters that are added to a word, and then you're going to have a new word. Okay, the instruction for this new assignment is that you need to add Latin derivative suffix to this base word and write its spelling word. Remember, where we have the purpose of this lesson is that you use the spelling words and find out which one is the perfect answer for each exercise. So the instruction says that we are going to add a suffix. Remember, a suffix is a letter or a group of letters that are going to be added at the end of the word to make or to create a new word. So let's start with number 1, 2, and 3. The instructions say that we need to add the suffix IC. The suffix IC is going to be added to the word meter.
So if you add the letters IC to the word meter, okay, the word is going to change to metric, metric, metric. Remember what is the title of lesson number 7? Do you remember that? Does anyone remember what is the title of lesson 7? It's vowel change. Can you mention me the vowel? How many vowels that we have? We have 5 vowels. A, E, I, O, and U. So the lesson say that we need to change the vowels, and that's what we did here. We are going to change the word meter by adding a suffix, which is IC, and the new word that we are going to have is going to be metric. You have to do the same thing for number 2. Period. You have the IC suffix, and then you are going to have a new word. Right on the line, the new word that is going to be created. And the same thing is going to be for metal. Metal. You add the word, you add the IC suffix, and then you're going to have a new word. Remember, this word, the answers are included in the list that we have at the beginning of the lesson. So let's move to the other side. The other side, you have to add the SION, sion suffix, or you can use the TION suffix, tion, and you are going to create a new word. Number 4, define. Define. We add the word, we add the suffix tion, and the new word that is created is definition. Definition. The next one is provide. You need to add sion or tion to create a new word. But remember, go back to your spelling work list and find out which one is the answer. Explore. Find out if sion is the right answer or tion. Where can you find that answer? Go back to your spelling list at the beginning and find out which one it's the answer. Okay, so let's move to the next one. Okay, we are almost finished the class, so don't worry, don't be impatient. We just have 2 more pages to cover, and one of them is the suffix in English. So on this page, you don't have to do any exercise. Just read the page and make sure that you understand the page and make sure that you copy in your notebook. Okay, suffix. Remember what is the definition of a suffix? Do you remember that? We saw that in the previous page. We say that a suffix is a letter or a group of letters that can be added to the end of a word to create a new word. That is the definition. Okay, suffix. So here are some suffix that we usually practice when we speak English. Okay, able, and then we have the rest of them. Because of time, I'm not going to be able to read it. Okay, what the suffix able means capable of. When you add able to a word, you are saying that it's capable of, because that's the meaning. For example, we have portable and we have legible. It means that it's capable
up to something. Okay, so and the same thing is going to happen to the rest of the page. So make sure that you read this information, make sure that you understand what does the suffix means, and when you add it to a word, okay, how does the word is going to look. So this is the information. Review this, practice this, and let's move to the next page. Okay, we finished the class for today, and I hope that you can understand everything that I said, and I hope that you can practice the lesson and that you can complete the exercise. And the homework is going to be number 1, you read the information. Make sure that you review the information. Make sure that you read it, the information really careful. It's slow, and make sure that you understand the information. The other thing that you need to do is that you need to copy all the pages in your notebook. If you don't have your notebook, you don't have to worry about it. You copy on another notebook, or if you want to copy on white paper, it's okay. But make sure that you copy. Why do you need to copy this? Because you need to send me pictures of this, and I need to see if you work and if you complete the exercise. That's why you need to do it. Okay, now the next one is going to be complete the exercise. I have to find out if the answers that you have are correct. If they are not correct, it means that you didn't understand the lesson. And the next one, the next statement is that you need to make sure that you work neat, that your work is neat and it's time. Okay, so make sure that when you use an eraser, make sure that you work, it's really neat, it's clean, and it's very organized. Make sure that your handwriting it's not perfect, but it's close to perfect. Okay, your handwriting have to be really nice. You have to surprise me with your handwriting, please. And the next thing is that I will see you tomorrow with our next class. The next class is going to be phonics. So make sure that that if you have any questions or do you have any doubt, you let me know. Okay, I'm not going to be able to give you the answer. You need to refresh your memory, you need to read careful, and you need to find out what is the right answer. Read, please, read and listen to yourself. Put everything in, every effort, put every you are capable of complete this homework, and I hope that you don't have any problem with it. Okay, I will see you tomorrow. Take care of you and remember to follow the instructions. uh, May God bless you and your family. See you tomorrow.